Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead Season 11, Episode 10. This is going to be my review of the episode. I love this episode. It was really, really good. Remember, this is the early premiere on AMC Plus. So if you have not seen Episode 9, if you haven't seen Episode 9, obviously spoiler warning. But I mean, if you haven't seen Episode 10, spoiler warning. Episode 9 is airing tonight on AMC, like the cable channel. But if you have AMC Plus, this was like the early premiere on there. So I just wanted to clarify that, with the episodes sort of all over the place. I just don't want to spoil anything for anyone who has not seen Episode 10. But once you have seen Episode 10, definitely come back and let me know what did you think about the episode. And for those who have seen Episode 10, definitely let me know what did you think about the episode in the comments down below. I love the episode. I'm very excited right now to talk about it, but I'm also excited just in general for The Walking Dead because I am so hyped, with the brand new season or the brand new part of the season. Also, there is some news going around about Andrew Lincoln and Rick Grimes news, which I'll be making a video very shortly about that. That news has me very excited about what's to come in the future. So be sure to stay, and obviously trailer breakdowns and all that kind of stuff. So be sure to stay tuned for all those videos, including that Rick Grimes video coming out pretty soon by hitting that subscribe button. But as far as this video goes, we're going to be reviewing the episode. So like I said, spoiler warning, but let's get into it. Alright, like I said, I really enjoyed this episode. We'll start from the beginning. The opening was great. I didn't expect it to be like a haunted house. I don't know why I just didn't for some reason, even though the trailer, was telling us that they're having a Halloween celebration. Just for some reason, when that walker stopped and started talking, that was super funny. But it's also like really interesting to see the life of the Commonwealth and how they sort of like are making fun and making like something like a joke essentially out of the outside world, because like they're so unbothered by it, like it's sort of crazy to see that. But they were having a celebration. We skipped 30 days into the Commonwealth era, which part of me wish we didn't skip that much ahead, because I wanted to see like their first and initial reactions, like especially the reaction to Lance, because episode 9 ended off with Lance giving that speech and then that was it, and then they just skipped they skipped 30 days into the Commonwealth era. And some of the characters aren't there, like we saw Pamela and Lance talking about Alexandria and the rebuilding process. Like Maggie isn't there, and we know by the end of episode 9 that Maggie and Daryl are gonna be at odds, right? So we know Maggie's not there. I also didn't see Aaron. And there wasn't a lot of characters in this. There was a lot of characters in this episode, but there was we didn't see everybody, so we don't know exactly who's with Maggie and who's at the Commonwealth just yet. But I think like Aaron is probably at Alexandria, because he was rebuilding and stuff like that. He was helping rebuilding. Maggie is there obviously at Hilltop, like we saw at the end of episode 9. Daryl was at the Commonwealth. And we saw like everyone having jobs and stuff. Or going back to what I said a second ago with the 30-day skip. I mean, I like I said, I wish we saw their initial reactions, to that whole thing. But at the same time, like I get it. Like they have a lot to cover within the Commonwealth, like a lot to cover, and it's the final season, so I get why they would do that. But the jobs are interesting. Like it's really, really interesting to see like everyone working and sort of like just in a very professional way, like something we've never seen before on The Walking Dead, like jobs at restaurants and bakeries and stuff like that. Princess works at a like a music store, and it works because like it's relating to their pre-apocalypse jobs. Like I remember I keep saying Pamela, sorry. Princess, I remember Princess said that I think she worked in like a retail store or something like that, so it makes sense for her to work at the music store. Stuff like that, and Ezekiel was working at the farm or something. I don't know if it was a farm or a zoo. I think it was a zoo. That makes sense because he was working at a zoo pre-apocalypse. So stuff like that, it's super interesting and weird at the same time. Like also with the whole money thing, they have like a currency system, and they have like a class system too, which we will get to, which is going to be a big problem within the Commonwealth. Like the whole resistance thing. But I love Carol sneaking around, just being herself. Because remember, she was doing the same thing when they first came to Alexandria. She didn't really trust them and stuff like that. So I did like that. And Ezekiel is sick, and he's a long way from the list, like the top of the list to get help, because like they have like a list of people to go through. And, Carol was like snooping around and, finding that information. And that's when Yumiko's brother told her about that, which really sucks, like I love Ezekiel. Ezekiel's like one of my favorite characters, and I really hope nothing bad happens to him. And given that it's the final season, like I'm very nervous because anything could happen. Like the stakes are very high. In previous seasons, we would be like, oh, they would never do anything to that character because they would want that character to be in the next season, right? They're not going to kill that character off. But now it's the final season. They could literally do anything they want to end the character. So I'm very scared for Ezekiel. I did love how him and Carol had some scenes together in this episode because it's been a long time for anything like that, because they were split. They had that breakup, and then they were doing their own thing, and then Ezekiel went to the Commonwealth, and then not only like in the timeline for them, also for us, with all like the delays and stuff. I feel like it's been a long time since I've seen Carol and Ezekiel have a scene together, so that was really nice to see that. We saw Rosita and Daryl at training because they want to become, or I don't know if they volunteered or what, but they're training to become soldiers. So we saw that. Daryl got in trouble. That scene was really great. I think just overall lots of tension there with the walkers. It was also like a very dangerous training thing. And then so that happened, and I'm trying to think of like other things that we saw before that big party. So they had like the Halloween party, but then they had like the red carpet event and the big party for all the rich people, like a private party. And that's what I meant earlier, like we're seeing this division between like the rich people in the Commonwealth versus everyone else. And that one Commonwealth soldier who was in that episode where Princess and his name was Tyler, Princess, and Ezekiel and them, that was the Commonwealth soldier that talked to them. So I guess he's not like a soldier anymore or anything, and he like confronted Pamela about it, and Pamela didn't even know his name. But he did tell her like it's Tyler, and then she started like trying to talk him out of he was holding who I think is Stephanie. I still think that girl is Stephanie. I still think it's Stephanie because that's the actress, like that's the actress who they announced to be Stephanie in the first place. So I still think that's Stephanie. I don't know what happened to the other woman who apparently is the real Stephanie. Or no, I mean, apparently is a Stephanie in the TV show who says she's Stephanie. I don't know. This whole Stephanie thing is confusing. I'm not going to get into it right now. But yeah, that character is interesting though. I think there's something more going on with her. I still think she's the real Stephanie. But yeah, so then he ran away. And then Daryl, found him and stuff like that. So yeah, like there's like a big division, and like I like how Pamela was also concerned about it, like this whole resistance against the Commonwealth, because like when Tyler was like there's thousands more, she was like, is there thousands more, like she asked Lance, super concerned, and Lance said no, because like the Commonwealth have tens and tens and tens and tens of thousands of people, like so it's very possible for there to be like a whole resistance, a whole group of people, trying to revolt against the Commonwealth, and they wouldn't even know about it because there's just way too many people in that community, and people that they probably don't even talk to on a daily basis compared to what we see like in our other communities throughout the show. I also think it's interesting that Connie and Pamela go way back because like, Pamela worked in the government, her father worked in the government, and Connie was like interviewing them and stuff like that. So I don't know, that is just super interesting and super full circle, type thing. But yeah, that's really cool. Also Sebastian, I want to talk a little bit about Sebastian because he is the actor playing Sebastian is so great. Like he's doing a great job playing that, like he's sort of like bratty, like the governor's son. It's very similar in the comics and stuff like that. And he's doing such a great job, like when he's like yelling like, go get him. And stuff like that. So I gotta add that there hasn't been too much with him so far, but the little glimpses we have seen of him, he's been great. We also kind of see like Daryl starting to, or we're starting to see why Daryl wants to be at the Commonwealth. Like at the end of episode 9, there was that big moment where it seems like Carol, or excuse me, Maggie and Daryl were on opposite sides. And Daryl is now a Commonwealth soldier. It seems like they haven't fully decided if they want to stay or not yet. But RJ and Judith, they were telling Daryl that they kind of want to stay. So I think that also might have something to do with it as well. But we can see that the characters are also divided among it. Like we had that scene between Rosita and Magna doesn't seem to be very happy with what's going on there. She said like this is like a city from before. If you don't fit in, you get cast out. And it seems like in Tyler, the Commonwealth soldier, he was also saying the same thing. Like there's people who were against the Commonwealth, and it seems like there's obviously a lot of people within this community that are not being treated well compared to the others. Like we saw with that party, only like the famous or rich people kind of go. They even had like a red carpet event, which is like, what the heck? What is going on here? It's a zombie apocalypse, but. Also, that song that was playing on the record player that Judith got from that friend that she met, the song was titled "Eat the Rich." So obviously, and then at the end of the episode, like we saw, like there's people who are making posters and stuff. So this is a great setup, I think, for that conflict within the Commonwealth. Of how all the rich, people on top, all the elite people in the Commonwealth are just mistreating everyone else and ignoring them and not being equal and stuff like that. So there's gonna be some major conflict going on within the Commonwealth. And man, this was a great episode because like they did such a great job of setting up everything, showing us what we needed to see within the Commonwealth. And I'm just so excited to see the future of this show because I think the Commonwealth are so interesting, and they're so different than anything we've ever seen before on this show. But yeah, overall, great episode, super great episode. Let me know what did you think about it in the comments down below. What do you think is gonna happen within the Commonwealth? Within the characters. Like who do you think it will stay in the Commonwealth? Who do you think will go? Like we know some of the group aren't there, but like Magna didn't seem too happy at the Commonwealth, and she was there. So maybe Magna leaves and goes with Maggie and stuff. So we'll see, but. Yeah, definitely interesting stuff coming up. Very excited about it. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. Again, be sure to stay tuned for more Walking Dead videos coming out very soon by hitting the subscribe button. And again, let me know your thoughts and opinions about the Walking Dead in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching. Please take care, and I'll see you guys soon.